How serious do you take your life? How serious do you take your life? Because life is a very serious thing. I mean, to each his own. You really do choose the value of your life, the end result, right? Not living or dying in a sense, because we all got to see death at some point. One death, though, is all that God really want to give us. Don't know why, but there is a choice that people consciously make every day to, instead of taking the one life deal, or the one death deal, and then living eternally after that, they would rather do the two death deal, meaning you die just like everybody else, but then you die again. You get the results of your life, like a drug test or STD test, and it come back negative or positive for negative, not positive for positive, positive for negative, meaning that the life value that you accrued based on how you spent your time, the same time that we all was given, maybe perhaps not the same length of amount, but every day you had the same 24 hours as that man, that woman, that person across the world. You had the 24 hours. You chose how long you wanted to rest and sleep. You chose what you wanted to eat, how long you wanted to eat. You chose where you wanted to go. You chose what you wanted to do with yourself and what you wanted to be involved in, who you wanted to be involved with, what you wanted to do, what you wanted to spend your time doing. You chose to sleep as often as you wanted to. You chose to work as often as you wanted to. You chose to smoke. You chose to drink. You chose to be promiscuous. You chose to be celibate for your whole life. You chose to argue with folk all the time, or never make friends, or steal, rob, and kill, or dedicate your life to healing, or feeding the poor. You chose these things because you had the free will to choose. The crazy thing is, though, in life, you learn naturally what are some really good choices and what are some not so good choices. Some people never learn. Some people avoid learning. Some people avoid the consequences of learning. And some people do learn, which is good. We all do wrong. We all sinners. We all do wasteful, worthless things with our time. We all done been children before, in a sense. Young, don't know, make a little money. Next thing you know, go blow the whole check. Go get some shoes. Go get something worthless. Ain't saved a dollar or a dime. And over time, we realized that, dang, I should have saved some of that money. I should have saved half of that check and maybe bought some less costing shoes, or maybe not bought some shoes at all, because I had shoes to go get shoes in. So I should have just maybe saved my money, then wait till I got another check, then buy the shoes, then I would still have some money. You learn these things. These things can be taught to you, but they really not going to take value until you actually learn them yourself. A lot of folk, I'm telling you, just don't learn off of happenstance, just off of telling. Kudos to you who have. That's kind of a boring life, if you ask me. Experiences are what gain true value, because until you actually are in a moment of clarity with a lesson, when you experience the lesson firsthand, when you take that loss and you truly lose something that you can't get back, i.e. time, and you realize, like, if I get some more of this, if I get some more of this money, I'm not going to go buy the shoes next time. I'm going to save my money. If I get some more time, I'm not going to choose to go and be frugal, like be worthless with how I spend it, be unwise with how I spend it, be indicative with my spending, that I truly don't care about the time that I'm receiving to build this valuable life. I don't care about life. I don't love myself enough to consider that this might be the last 24 hours of God dollars that I actually get. Don't care. Yeah, I know I've been spending it up carelessly, but wasting time feels good to me. I'd rather not, uh, you know, rectify that issue. That's just me. And then some people, this is just, something's got to change. I didn't try to do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. I need to really sit and analyze how I am managing my time and spending my time, because it's obviously unwise choices that has led me to having losses consistently, downfalls, struggling, and I'm just hoping that I get another day so that I can get some more time, but I don't value time enough. I don't value myself enough. I don't value even the one that the time is coming from enough. I'm not grateful. So I just spend it. However, it's worthless to me until you find value in that time, through finding value in the one that gives that time, and being grateful for the life that you get the will to create, spend on earning and building the value of, and accepting the choice to save it, so that you not only get to spend time while you're here living, but you earn a living. You die once and then you get to spend eternity of time that never ends in a place called heaven, because you earned it. You changed up how you viewed yourself, your life, and the value of your time given, and you switched up how you spent it. You wasn't wasting it no more. You wasn't doing worthless things with it anymore. You actually started managing it better. You actually started saving up your time. And not a sense of just getting it and not doing nothing because time's going to pass, right? But instead of doing worthless things, you actually started, okay, well, I love myself, so I'm going to spend time getting in the gym 5 days a week. That's going to cost you some time. You get that time to then put that time in. Whether it's an hour and a half, those 5 days out the week, you schedule that. I'm going to start eating better. So you start managing or meal prepping. I'm going to start reading the Bible, or, spending time with God truly, or building a better relationship with my wife or husband or kids or whatever. Spending that time doing so would then be the essential root of doing that. I'm going to start going out and helping the community. I'm going to start going to church more. I'm going to start reading more, right? Yeah, it's an hour, 2 hours a day, but it's building value on your life. You're learning more, you become better. Once you start having a value on yourself and you realize that there's a lot of things that you can do to upgrade yourself, but the majority is going to cost you some time. The best things in life cost time. Might be free of charge as far as cash money, but when acquiring skill, experience, when learning, when sharing moments, when really capturing within the present and being present, truly enjoying experiences, going places, traveling, experiencing new places, new things, new experiences that might be free to enter into or be able to have, but you got to set aside the time that, fortunately, hopefully, not promised to you, you're able to have to then say, you know what, this thing particularly is of value to me and would bring value to me if I spent my time doing it. Since I've received the time, thank you for the time, Lord. I'm going to take my time because I have the choice to do with it as I please and spend it experiencing this experience and take from it what would then give me something that I could keep hold of and gain, not losing anything but time that I had, but I gained so much, even if I have to experience a loss that I didn't know I was going to have to experience it. At least now I know. I probably won't waste time there no more. But the know of that lesson comes with the experience. There are so many that did not get to know because they weren't there. They didn't experience that. They chose not to spend the time to experience that and share that experience or that loss with you. But here's the key. You have something now that they don't, and they can be a multitude of theys that are willing to spend the time to gain that knowledge from your experience. Now you can capitalize on that experience. You can sell the value of what you received in that loss, or you don't have to sell it. You can actually be a good, kind-hearted, open person and say, you know what? I'm going to give you this information that I gained from this experience for free. Does that lower the value of it? To some people, it does. It's free. It must ain't worth nothing. But truly, it's worth everything. But I got it off of a loss. But I lose nothing giving it to you except giving you the gain in receiving the happiness and joy to know that I didn't spend that time in vain. I didn't lose anything. I really didn't. I lost something one time and I learned a lesson that I can continue to give to those that I truly love, my neighbor, those that would go through that experience by choice now don't have to if they run into me first. I can share with them. I wouldn't spend your time doing that. I did it. I thought it was going to work out one way and it took from me. It gave me a loss. I'm here to tell you, and I'm giving you this game for free off of the loss. Hopefully that it gains you a sense of value if you take appreciation of it. That's left up to that person. They might still go and spend their time and choose to partake in the experience, choose to spend their time partaking in the experience and have to learn a lesson anyway. But it's gonna still give them the sense of value because then they too get to firsthand experience the experience, but not only that, learn firsthand the lesson that, yeah, you taught them, you told them, you pre-warned them, but now they truly know. It hit different when you truly know, when you truly have to come to grips with the lesson within the experience that you're spending your time, valuable time that you can't get back, and you lose it, but you gain that true value of the lesson to move through the rest of your life with. Saves your life in a sense. It corrects things. It changes your direction. It changes your ways. You're not going to actually take your money and your time and spend it and doing that experience because the last time it gave you a loss. And the dude before that, before you, he said it gave him a loss. That's two. I ain't looking for a third time. I don't need no more factuals. I don't need no more proof. This ain't what you want. Let me tell more people too. And I'm not going to charge for it because they either going to listen or not. They either going to pay attention or not. They either going to take value in your experiences and realizing that you already lost funds and spending your funds that way. Why would then I take my funds and go and do the same if I know that you're telling me it's going to go like this for sure? You know it happened to somebody else and it happened firsthand to you. Why would I be the dummy? And, well, maybe I just want to experience and find out for myself. Cool, fine. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Your experiences, though, are worth so much value. And out of love, you should be willing to give others what you gain from it, good or bad, because it could truly help somebody. But if you just gonna gatekeep, I mean, you're not hurting nobody by doing that, but you're not helping nobody either. You're not even helping yourself. Even if you decided to sell the information, you ain't even trying to do that. You're not helping yourself. But if it's good, if you tell somebody out of love and you did do it not for profit, just know that God sees that, and he sees what you did with the time that he gave. And although it created an experience where you took a loss, there's so much to gain in giving the knowledge that you learned from the firsthand lesson that he more than willing to now, because your value of time has gone up, your sense of value has gone up for yourself and the time giver, that he willing to give you more time. And it may not come immediately, but lo and behold, because of the direction that was changed from that lesson, you got a new sense of direction. Your life starts to accrue a new sense of value. The value of life is spent and only saved by choice. You start making choices with them funds that you're getting from the time giver, because time is God's money to spend however you want to spend it. But you start spending in a sense to indicate that you want to save your life and just experience death once and earn that living after death eternally in heaven. You have to earn that. You have to purchase that with the only currency that can afford an eternity, which is time. What are you doing with yours? Don't allow this to go over your head. It's really that simple. How serious do you take your life? Because we all down here purchasing something. We all down here accruing the value of our lives, each of us, by choice, every day, learning, avoiding learning, doing what we want with the free will, whatever, however you feel, the time is being given. But if you are not grateful for the time and you think it's just supposed to come to you, you bound to run out quicker than you know it, quicker than you realize, and it ain't no second chances after this thing. You get one life. So if you haven't been doing it right, start to think about how you spending the next minute, moment, second, hour, 24 hours. These are God dollars. He's giving you these to build up the value of your life. And hopefully that, and by the end of it, you do some change and rearranging after you start realizing that wasting these funds ain't really serving you. It ain't really fun as you think it is, even if it's for the moment. It's fleeting. Because at the end of that thing, if those choices were worthless in value, and we're supposed to be accruing of life value to try to gain this heavenly access, and we are spending it pursuing worthless value things, decisions, actions, we're consciously spending it. It's only so far that you're not young no more and you're not conscious to what you're doing with your funds. You still taking your check and going to blow it on, all due respect, whatever that pleases you at the moment, whether it's shoes, jewels, drugs, buzz, porn, I don't know, all the vices that would move one to say, I got a little money now, I'm gonna go spend it because I can afford it, because I got it and I can get it again. Time don't work like that. If you got time and you got money and you got them both, if you get cut off of that money, you still got time to get some more. We like that sense of being able to get some more funds if I run out of funds and I spend it the wrong way. But if you were to run out of the time, if you don't get another 20, 40 God dollars, and you still got them funds to spend, them funds run out of value. As soon as your time is cut off, you're dead. So that $100 million that you had before your time was cut off is now obsolete. You cannot take that with you. You cannot spend that. You cannot take that and say, look, I want to spend the rest of this money and give it away. You can't even do that. You can't even do the right thing with the funds. So hopefully that you don't just value time as money, because you know they say time is money, but hopefully you value time greater than money and know that time is God's money. And he give us these God dollars to ensure that we learn a sense of true value for our lives as we accrue the value of it, and based on how we spending these God dollar funds. He ain't say you couldn't get money, but if the way that you treat money or view money becomes worthless, becomes non-caring, becomes just, I'm gonna do what I want, just please myself with the money I'm getting, it's gonna come again, you're gonna suffer. Your pocket's gonna suffer, and your life wallet is going to suffer, because it's going to correlate. But if you realize how to have a sense of time value and self-respect and gratitude and honor for the one, the creator, who gives us these God dollars to spend to accrue this life value by choice we have to do with what we do so desire and please, hopefully you are spending or end up learning that it is more wiser to spend these God dollars trying to build the value of a saved life, build the value of an earned eternity, and not constantly spending your God dollars on worthless value, which is taking away the value of your life and purchasing you what the wages of sin would be, because those are the worthless decisions that get us tied up in this world. And then at the end, I mean, I'm talking present tense, past tense, future tense, is all happening at once. At the end, as it says in the word, we all gonna be judged for what we did with these God dollars. We all gonna be judged. But at some point, you grow up and you're not a child anymore, not knowing that running to the mall and buying them shoes after you make your check and now you ain't got no funds. It's not, you've done learned the lesson over and over again. Now you're an adult consciously doing these things. You still think with a child like mine, it's going to ruin you if you don't change your ways, and you lose out on that time, or you sit in jail and lose time on your freedom and you still don't learn. Listen, time is our most valuable resource. Become resourceful in that sense of knowing that, and your life will begin to get better and then be better and end better. Think of the end game. Don't think about the momentary, what's going to please me right now? What can I do at this time? Think about the end game. Think about how I'm spending this moment, minute, hour, second, day, doing what choices. Is this serving me? Is this adding value or taking value away? Is this increasing my life or decreasing? Am I earning a living or am I purchasing a dying death? However you want to take that. Because time is money, indeed. But time is God's money. So be mindful, be grateful, be respectful. Be wise in how you spending that thing. Because a life's value is spent and only saved by choice. Live for eternity. Don't die worthless. I love you.